So who would like to chant with me?
Deepti ji, I can also chant with you. R.K. Arora.
Hanji. Okay.
आई थिंक गौरव ने भी हाथ उठाया था दीप्ति जी।
किन्होंने? किस?
गौरव ने आई थिंक।
Oh, is it?
नहीं कोई बात नहीं दीप्ति जी।
Next time. I'm sorry I didn't see it.
प्लीज दीप्ति जी।
Next time Gaurav will do it.
Yeah, let Gaurav do this time. I'll do next time. Please.
Let Gaurav do. Okay, Gaurav, this time you, next time. Okay, ji. Okay. Yeah. Just start. You'll be able to do on your own, Gaurav? Or should I first chant?
I can try.
Okay, great. Lovely. Start.
वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानपदं गुरुं मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते।
Very good. Do this.
नित्यं शुद्धं निराभासं निराकारं निरञ्जनं नित्यबोधं चिदानन्दं गुरुं ब्रह्मां नमाम्यहम्।
Very good. Gurum Brahma Namamyaham.
गुरुं ब्रह्मा नमामि।
Yeah. Do it.
नित्यं शुद्धं निराभासं निराकारं निरञ्जनं नित्यबोधं चिदानन्दं गुरुं ब्रह्मां नमामहम्।
The next slide hasn't opened up. Sadhana Chatushtayam.
No, Deepti.
Oh, okay, that's why. Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna.
साधन चतुष्टय संपन्ना
Adhikarinam.
अधिकारिणां
Moksha Sadhana Bhutam.
मोक्ष साधन भूतं
Tattva Viveka Prakaram.
तत्वविवेक प्रकारं
Vakshamaha.
पक्षमाः।
I don't know why the screen's not opening up. On my screen it is open, but I think it's not open yet. So we'll repeat this once more. Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampanna.
साधन चतुष्टय संपन्ना
Adhikarinam.
अधिकारिणां
Moksha Sadhana Bhutam.
मोक्ष साधन भूतं
Tattva Viveka Prakaram.
तत्वविवेक प्रकारं
Vakshamaha.
वक्ष्यामः।
Sadhana Chatushtayam Kim.
साधन चतुष्टयं किम्।
Can you do these four by yourself? Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can see the screen now.
Okay, great.
साधन चतुष्टय संपन्न अधिकारिणां मोक्ष साधन भूतं तत्वविवेक प्रकारं वक्ष्यामः।
Vakshamaha.
वक्ष्यामः.
I think there is a lag because I've already moved on to the 4 disciplines. So just follow me now. Nitya nitya vastu vivekaha
नित्यानित्ये वस्तुविवेकः
ihamutrartha phalabhoga
इह मूत्रार्थफलभोग
viragaha
विरागः
samadhi shatka sampattihi
क्षमादिषट्कसम्पत्तिः
mumukshutvam cheti.
मुमुक्षुत्वं चेति.
Now do it yourself.
नित्यानित्यवस्तुविवेकः इह मूत्रार्थफलभोगविरागः क्षमा दृष्टकसपन्सम्पत्तिः मुमुक्षुत्वं चेति.
Samadhi shatka
क्षमादिषट्क
sampattihi.
सम्पत्तिः.
Do the whole line. Samadhi.
क्षमादिषट्कसम्पत्तिः.
Very good. Nitya vastu vivekaha kaha.
नित्यानित्यवस्तुविवेकः कः.
Nityavastvekam brahma.
नित्यावस्तुविवेकः कम्.
Nityavastvekam brahma.
नित्यवस्तुविवेकब्रह्म.
Tadvyatiriktam sarvamanityam.
तद्व्यतिरिक्तं
Sarvamanityam.
सर्वनमित्यम्.
Ayameva nityavastu vivekaha.
अयमेव नित्यवस्तुविवेकः.
Viragaha kaha.
विरागः कः.
इह स्वर्ग भोगेषु इच्छाराहित्यम्.
इह स्वर्गेषु इच्छा
राहित्यम्.
राहित्यम्.
इह स्वर्ग भोगेषु
भोगेषु
इच्छा
इच्छा
राहित्यम्.
राहित्यम्.
किं नाम वैराग्यम्.
किं रागवैराग्यम्.
किं नाम वैराग्यम्.
किं नाम वैराग्यम्.
अदृढरागद्वेषवत्वम्.
अरागद्वेष
अदृढ
आदृढ
रागद्वेष
रागद्वेष
वत्वम्.
वत्वम्.
अदृढरागद्वेष
अरिद रागद्वेष
वत्वम्.
वत्वम्.
So, thank you very much, Gaurav. Very well done. We will continue now with the topic of continuing Vairagyam. Vairagyam is basically learning to place the value to objects and beings as is applicable to it, to that object or being. जिस चीज की जितनी कीमत है बस उतनी ही उसको उस नजरिए से देखना, not to overview it or underviewing it. If you overview it, you will develop raga. If you underview it, there will be a tendency to have dvesha, abhorrence for it. So learning, you take a photograph especially with the manual cameras, not the ones automatic like we have today. But if you have a manual camera, what do you do with it? You identify something you want to click, a beautiful scenery or a pose or something. You turn the camera in that direction. And once you've turned it, you've got your settings right, then before you click, important thing is to focus the lens. When you focus the lens, the image gets clear. The focusing of the lens to make the image clear is actually possible because of, in this context, because of वैराग्य. हम किसी चीज को जैसी है वैसी तभी देख सकते हैं when we are not superimposing on it. Means our vision is not blurred. Means in spite of sometimes knowing things, money doesn't have greater power than what I'm seeing it, but still I find myself depending on it for security or for power more than what it can generate. This more aspect of it is actually the focusing of the lens. When you focus the lens, means अपने मन में already विवेक बुद्धि है. कुछ भी थोड़ा सा कोई भी इंसान सोचना शुरू करता है तो इसके लिए बहुत बड़ा शास्त्र नहीं चाहिए to make us see things as they are. But what prevents us from seeing things as they are? Like yesterday I explained the whole procedure. I will not go over it again. But that tendency to superimpose with an idea that it is going to generate something that I want and I'm looking for. That needs clarity. That needs focusing. That focusing capacity comes because of vairagyam. Means if a person has vairagyam, it will be very easy for a person to bring things down to their relative values. So the word really is everything in the world. Everything. I will repeat it 10 times so that it leaves a message to your mind that everything means everything. There is no exception to it. Everything in the world has only a relative value. Everything, whatever you can consider in your mind as a thing, anything, a person is included here. Whatever you are contacting through your senses, holding in your mind, हर उस चीज की, हर वस्तु की एक relative स्थान है. It's got a relative value. To be able to identify the relativity of that value of an object, not more, not less. If you're going to value it much more than what its worth is, it creates a delusion. And adhyasa gets strengthened. An incorrect perception becomes stronger. As a result of it, the mind wants to hold on to it. But being an incorrect value and not a substantial value in it, you will find that there'll be some level of dissatisfaction or frustration, irritation, something garnering or gathering in your mind because that focusing of the lens is what you are missing out on. आपने दुनिया में कांटेक्ट रखना है, आप कांटेक्ट कर रहे हैं, हर चीज की अपनी एक जरूरत है, एक अपनी वैल्यू है, मगर एक जो फाइन ट्यूनिंग before you jump into a non-measured, contact, Before you jump into a contact, you need to align the lens of the camera so that the focus is sharp. Focusing means removing the extra layers that your mind has projected on things and beings. I'm repeating, things and beings. Your mind has projected an extra layer of values around it. You start to remove them. And what helps to remove them? Obviously, your thinking does, Viveka Buddhi does, the correct thinking does. With the help of right thinking, the delusional thinking is corrected. And contact is left open. You contact things, you contact beings productively, efficiently, more productively, more harmoniously, because मन में आपने करेक्शन कर ली है. जो चीज जैसी है वैसी है. मेरी इच्छा उस पे डालने से वो चीज बदल नहीं जाती. उस चीज की वो प्रॉपर्टी नहीं बन जाती. Money can, I'm sticking to one example, money does give me comfort, but my associated idea that it gives me security is actually the source of future pain, disturbance, because I will go on accumulating wealth thinking it is a source of my security, not realizing inside that actually the very idea has been imposed on it. Therefore, a stage arrives in many lives that the very same money becomes a source of insecurity. Now, removal of excess layer, removing what you have imposed on something which is not a characteristic of it. उसमें है ही नहीं वो. It's like saying, the good thing is, if you don't know the difference between a simple example, if you don't know the difference between upma and halwa, if you don't know, or you've just been having it the first time, and upma has tadka, but supposing it doesn't have any, it's both ingredients are look alike. If you're a casual watcher or a casual seer, एकदम से first नजर में दोनों एक जैसे लगते हैं, but they are totally different. You wanted halwa, and you have imposed on that look-alike the sweetness in it. That sweetness, because what did you want? You have to be careful of that. तुम्हें किस चीज की इच्छा थी? उस चीज की इच्छा होने के कारण ही तो तुम उसकी तरफ मूव किए. You went towards it. You started प्रवृत्ति because उसकी इच्छा थी. वो जो इच्छा थी, उसको जब आप हलवा के पास गए, there was this eagerness, there was this enthusiasm, excitement, there was this joy, eruption of joy, because halwa today, mom's made halwa today, and mom's a naughty mom, so the minute you put a little piece in your mouth and you realize your mom's played a prank today, that it's not halwa, it is upma, and you detest upma. मीठा अच्छा लगता है, लेकिन ये नमकीन है. Now the minute you identified कि ये नमकीन है, that जो joy आपको experience हुआ था before, एक पल पहले ये सोच में कि ये मीठा है. Oh, you've not yet contacted it. आपने खाया नहीं था अभी, लेकिन खाली देखा था. वो जो देखा, watch my words very carefully. वो जो देखा, उस देखने को, did you just see it as it is? Because if you would have seen it as it is, then that object had still the potential of being something else. You've not verified it by tasting it. So before that joy erupted, because you imposed on it what you wanted. आपको हलवा की इच्छा थी. Before you tasted, what looked alike, especially from far off, आपने सोचा ये हलवा है, and that imposition happened almost automatically. The minute there is this imposition, there is this feeling of joy. बहुत अच्छी बात है ये, मतलब बहुत गहरी बात एक तरफ से है. जो एक joy जो feel हुआ था, I want to ask the question, is this joy real? नहीं है ना? It is not real. Why? Because वो object मीठा है ही नहीं. तो आपने जो joy impose feel हुआ आपको, वो तो आपका imaginary object है. वो actual sense based object नहीं है. It is not what your senses are generating knowledge of. It is your imagination. It is something you're imposing on what your senses are making it available to you. What does Vairagyam do? It makes the person so clear in his own self that ये जो joys हमको experience हो रहे हैं ना, इंद्रिय जनित, सब, even if they are indriya janit, even if it turned out to be halwa, I wanted halwa and it turned out to be halwa, तो प्रश्न आप पूछोगे ना, फिर कम से कम ये आनंद तो सही होगा. That anand is also relative. Vairagya makes you see it completely in one value, and that value is anything that is anityam has to be mithya, and what is mithya can never be a source. Yesterday also I pointed it out, I'm repeating it, source of happiness. It cannot be. So what happens is, I'm bringing all thoughts together now. होता ये है, दुनिया में हर चीज available है for life, to use, to grow, to contact it for its relative joys. Perfectly fine. जब तक ये समझ है और आप contact कर रहे हो, you will be what is called like a feather in a breeze. असंग होके आप जीना सीख जाते हो, जीते हो, क्योंकि संगता means that formation of that attachment to objects and beings because you think that they will produce something to you, they will give you the happiness, that imposition has been corrected. Being corrected over there, now रह क्या गया है? All relative values have their relative worth and you are happy with this. There is no more seeking from the outer world. बाहर की दुनिया से अब कुछ भी इच्छा हो बहुत ज्यादा मिल जाए, अपेक्षा हो, आकांक्षा हो कि मिलेगी, ये मिलेगा, वो मिलेगा, सब शांत हो जाता है, क्योंकि मिलता सब कुछ है, यहाँ है सब कुछ, मगर मेरी जो heightened वैल्यू है उसकी, वो नहीं मिलेगी मुझे. क्यों नहीं मिलेगी? क्योंकि वो उसकी है ही नहीं, मिल ही नहीं सकती. I hope you see the illogicality and the impossibility of it meeting your expectations. That halwa was not halwa. And however much you may want it and hope it, translate this example into things that we are caught up in. जहां हमें उम्मीदें, false उम्मीदें जिंदा रखती हैं, जहां हमें falseness हमको एक as if कल को सच हो जाएंगी. Intelligent person is जो चीज जैसी है वैसी ही, to receive it as its worthiness for what it's worth. Nothing is non-worthy. Everything has its place. Everything is worthy, but relative worthy. Now when you see everything is relative worthy, what happens is this relative worthiness starts to become as if there are differences. Relative worthy हो जाएगा तो एक ज़्यादा worthy एक कम worthy हो जाएगा ना. So my idea of relativity is what is worthy of its own self. That relative worthiness is actually then brought to samatvam, equalness of vision. And what is the equalness of vision? Like yesterday I said, those two earrings, one is stone, one is diamond. One being diamond and one being stone, obviously diamond has a greater value than the stone has. You understand this well enough. First level of vairagyam is diamond is worth whatever it is worth. Stone is worth, but I cannot place more value on diamond than I can of the stone. To equalize it comes the absolute value. That absolute value is generated by your understanding, your Viveka Buddhi, that says, ye sara ka sara. And that word Nashwar, everything is anityam, what we saw under Viveka. सभी कुछ टेम्पररी है. आप कहो नहीं डायमंड तो भैया मोस्ट लास्टिंग एलिमेंट है, तुम तो नहीं लास्ट कर रहे. It goes on. Yes, it gets. How much are seeing that both are actually for you, they are as anitya as much as is your life. That anything that is temporary, anitya, is mithya, and that mithyatva nishchay further makes the viveka buddhi stronger. हो क्या रहा है? I'm repeating myself. शुरू में थोड़ी सी विवेक बुद्धि देख के भी जान जाते हैं, समझ जाते हैं, थोड़ा प्रयास करके भी समझ आ जाता है कि सुख का अपेक्षा कुछ चीजों से रखनी अपनी बुद्धिमता नहीं है. Certain things don't have it and हम फिर भी उनसे उम्मीद रखते रहते हैं, खुशी देगी, पैसा सुख देगा. अरे जो ट्रू समझता है ना, वो बहुत ध्यान से पैसे को कांटेक्ट करता है, क्योंकि वो समझता है पैसा सुख देता नहीं है, पैसा कंडीशनल सुख देता है. और अगर उसको सुख रखना है तो पैसे के अपने नियम हैं. It doesn't mean that I can contact it heedlessly. If I want to keep the source of money happily alive, then there are rules that apply to it. और उन rules में भी my imposition is one of the things that I give up. So you see the entire relativity of objects, and then you rise above it. पहले तो सबको एक दृष्टि में अपनी अपनी जगह पे जो जिसकी वर्थ है डाल दी, उसके बाद उसके ऊपर लाके अपनी नजर को सबको मिथ्या है ये. Means looking real source of joy, but this is not the real source of joy. That there is the source of joy within oneself, which is the point of discovery. कि आज मुझे पैसा हो, कल मुझे कुछ और हो, फिर मुझे कुछ और हो, फिर एक एक करके बदलते बदलते, when I am constantly dependent on something or the other to give me this happiness or to avoid sorrow, the whole thing gets neutralized, and this neutralization is this distinct characteristic called vairagyam. 2 points: relative value. Second thing, an absolute value, and that absolute value is only when I can see all of it as temporary, in existence, based upon my understanding of the higher. This understanding of the higher helps me more to place the right value. More I place the right value, more my understanding gets stronger, and like two pedals of a wheel, Viveka and Vairagya both support each other. one without the other will not be complete. अगर आपकी विवेक बुद्धि है और आप में वैराग्य की क्षमता नहीं है, और हमने पहले क्लासेस में कह दिया है ऐसा कोई है नहीं जिसमें है नहीं. त्याग हम सबको आता है. रिमेंबर द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ खीर. And I want it, and the minute I'm putting it in my mouth, someone says there's poison in it. फट करके त्याग हो गया. मीन्स आता तो सबको है, मगर जब तक हमको उस चीज में दोष दिखना शुरू नहीं होता. दोष is not the way we say finding faults in others. Not like that. Dosh is seeing that that excess value that I'm giving to it is actually not there. उसको कहते हैं दोष. उस ऑब्जेक्ट का दोष नहीं है, आपकी दृष्टि का दोष है कि आपने अपनी दृष्टि में उसको बहुत ऊंचा रखा था. इसमें उस ऑब्जेक्ट का कोई दोष नहीं है कि उस ऑब्जेक्ट में था ही नहीं. This correction of vision relative to absolute, the more one has the capacity to think clearly and give up what is false values, false holdings. And I said false holding everyone has in life. Past memory, ego. ego तो सबसे बड़ी चीज है जो हर इंसान को रोकती है और बांधती है. हम सब सोचते हैं कि हाँ, ईगो होना तो बहुत अच्छी बात है because it gives me my defined characteristic, it makes me an individual. I'm different from others. Why? Because I have this quality, I have that quality, I am this, I am, my labels are all as if written. Imagine if you crossed your kindergarten and there was a label here, imprinted, like not like tattooed, but supposing it's a genetic transformation, and then you crossed your schooling, high school, and then another one, and then another one, and then ये सारा का सारा जो आप लेके बैठे हो, जब आता है ना अंत का वक्त, उसके साथ ही सारा जल जाएगा, दफना जाएगा, जो कुछ भी होगा, लेकिन वो सब उसी के साथ निकल जाएगा. That all the ego that I developed around it, मैंने ये पाया, मैंने ये बना, मैं ये हुआ, मैं ऐसा, all that I think today I hold on to in the name of my possession, my acquisition, मेरी मेहनत, मेरी कमा, all that मेरा मैं, ये जो सब जुड़ के इकट्ठा हो जाता है मन में, which seems to be giving us our unique characteristics and a unique life that we think we all have, our own unique life, that holding on to. Zara sa correct soch is a preliminary for further spiritual growth. And further spiritual growth, as we are saying, is only towards moksha, as Vedanta would say. We are in the context of Vedanta, and that context is a very clear context. यहाँ कुछ confusion नहीं है, कोई term ऐसा नहीं है जिसकी clarity नहीं होगी. That moksha is your final destination, is a destination, not a destination. It is something you are now ever free. मगर उसका पहचान ही नहीं है हमको. क्यों नहीं है? क्योंकि हमने ये सब भरा है. There is ego, there is hurt, there are fears, there are anxieties, there are wants, there are ambitions, there are these are my common things. Multiply. All of us are unique, so-called. So we would have all of them with us. वैराग्य is जब हम एक एक चीज को उसके अपने रिलेटिव स्थान दे देते हैं. And imagine आप एक चीज को छोड़ते हो ना, what would happen? अगर ये चीजें आपको डिस्टर्ब कर रही है, ईगो आपको नहीं लगता है लेकिन आप डिस्टर्ब हो, जब आप ट्रेस बैक कर लेते हो कि हाँ ये तो मेरा ही पकड़ना था, छोड़ दो. जैसे ही छोड़ा, what do you think you get back in your mind? Do you lose something or do you gain something? You have not lost anything in Vairagyam. You only gain in Vairagyam. That is why when people say Vairagyam का मतलब तो छोड़ छाड़ के, that's a societal understanding, wrong understanding. It is flown into it. People have chosen simple lifestyles out of choice. That's a different matter. But to associate only an external change of vestures with Vairagyam and then be fearful of Vairagyam, That is a wrong understanding. Vairagyam is mandatory for mental peace. अगर शांति चाहिए, मन का सुख चाहिए, अपना ही सुख चाहिए, तो वैराग्य मीन्स जो छोड़ने वाली चीज है उसको छोड़ने में मुझे तकलीफ नहीं होनी चाहिए. मेरा अहंकार छोड़ने में मुझे तकलीफ नहीं होनी चाहिए. मेरा फियर छोड़ने में मुझे तकलीफ नहीं होनी चाहिए. माई फॉल्स चेजिंग ऑफ थिंग्स को छोड़ने में मुझे प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए. बिकॉज आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट by default I do impose on something till my knowledge is complete. एक चीज छोड़ के दूसरे पे इम्पोजिशन हो जाएगी. ये तो चलता रहेगा व्यवहार जब तक आत्मज्ञान पूरा नहीं है. Till then, all I can do is bring all things of the world, everything in the world, in a samatva value, same value. And that same value is relatively different. Yes, diamond is diamond, stone is stone. Contact different, correct. But internally the value is the same. And what is it? Both are mithya. And how did you neutralize this? By understanding, truly appreciating Srishti puri ki puri, creation, entire creation is a marvel of its whoever is the source, whatever it is source, whether science discovers it, religion discovers, doesn't matter. That I am a part of it today. That part of it makes everything marvelous over here. So a stone is as marvelous as diamond is because they both belong to the same creation. दोनों की सेम स्थान है. हाँ, diamond ki I have a different value because of whatever reason it's rare. And as I said yesterday, my greatest viveka buddhi, one of the points to neutralize, there are many techniques to neutralize this excess value, which we may take up later on sometimes. But at this point, one of the technique is, how will you neutralize this excess value? And you have to give counter reason. The counter reason to giving excess value is, yes, diamond is rare, so it has value. But like I said, supposing in this creation, ulta hota, diamonds were everywhere, like stones are today. रास्ते पे पड़े हुए होते सब जगह पे, कहीं पे भी. Would you have the same value for it? Anybody? We can't even imagine it because मिलते नहीं ना diamonds. मतलब बड़ी मेहनत बहुत कमाना पड़ता है उसके लिए, तो हम सोचते भी नहीं है ऐसे. But सोचने के लिए सोचो just for joy. अगर जिस विपरीत कर दो सिचुएशन को, ये पत्थर रेयर है मगर डायमंड अवेलेबल फ्रीली, सड़क पे पड़ा हुआ है सब जगह पे, एंड डायमंड से आप घर तो बना नहीं सकोगे, तो कीमती क्या हो जाएगा? यू वोंट बी एबल टू मेक अ हाउस ऑफ डायमंड. तो आपको चाहिए क्या होगा घर बनाने के लिए? वो चीज तो मिल ही नहीं रही है. सो व्हाट विल यू वैल्यू नाउ? बस दिस इज कॉल्ड टेक्निक ऑफ न्यूट्रलाइजिंग द एक्सेस वैल्यू. निकल गए तो फिर इट्स नॉट दैट आई विल मिस्टेक अ डायमंड फॉर अ स्टोन एंड थ्रो इट अवे. वो जो त्याग, जो तमसिक त्याग है, वो तमसिक त्याग कभी भी नहीं आता वैराग्यम में. वैराग्यम is a strength, as I'm just beginning to now revise yesterday, to that an extent that what is the use of this knowledge? विवेक से वैराग्य, वैराग्य से विवेक, विवेक से वैराग्य, वैराग्य से, दोनों एक दूसरे को सपोर्ट करते हुए. If someone says I don't have the capacity to give up things I understand, but I don't have the capacity, the answer is strengthen your thinking, correct thinking. When you strengthen your correct thinking, you will at some point develop the capacity. And to strengthen the correct thinking is learn to see things as they are. And when I learn to see things as they are, and I remove those excess impositions of values which are not actually part of it, automatically I begin to recognize that Vairagyam brings to me that what I cherish the most, and which is a mental peace, equanimity, shanti, राग द्वेष जब हमारे कमजोर हैं, अदृढ़ राग द्वेष, raga dvesh, when they are not powerful enough, strong in us, and they are actually under the control of the person. My likes and my dislikes, my obsessions and my aversions, my attachments and my entire mental holding is under my control as a person. This will result in tremendous shanti, and that shanti further is what you are, because you're seeking that, you're seeking happiness, you're seeking shanti, giving it up, what needs to be given up. Another example I have always stated, and I find it, I may have repeated a million times and I still get the same fascination from it. When a child is in the womb of a mother, if the mother doesn't have the tendency to give up the child in the womb, holding on to the child in the womb, is it beneficial for the child or the mother? When the time is right, the body expels it. It throws it out. Because giving it up from its place of holding, up to the point it was necessary, it was every aspect, everything about the law of natures was supporting to hold it there. But the minute the time came that holding is now no longer necessary, the same force in the body which was holding it, the same force turns itself and expels it. And the fetus comes out as a child, as a baby. It's the most fascinating principle that tyag is as much inherent in nature as is your capacity to acquire. But our mistaken values and mistaken identities and misled pursuits is the right word. Our misled pursuits, heightened values which are non-substantial and imaginary entirely. Because of that, we do not do tyag at the right time of things that need to be done. We do not place the right value because there is this subjective involvement all the time of what I want. Once there is this capacity invoked in the person, you will not be just going about giving everything. त्याग उसको नहीं कहते, वैराग्य वो नहीं है कि कुछ चाहिए नहीं, etc. The fact that once the purpose is fulfilled of that stage, go further into this example. When you are a child, how many toys were brought to you? And as boys, you had so many cars, toy cars. As girls, you had so many dolls or toy homes. As boys, trust, अगर ये वैराग्य नहीं होता आपको उन खिलौनों से, toy cars से, would you have gone on to buy the bigger, so-called real models of car? Hold on, no? You can hold on to them, but you gave up those toys. Why? Because of a redundant. You keep it for value, for memory. Redundant. You've gone on to chasing something else with the same idea that will now give it to you. Tyag is inherent in you, but you do not invoke it at deliberation. You do not invoke it, and so non-invoking of capacity for tyag keeps you involved in non-essentials of life. आपको उसमें busy रखता है, so cyclic रखता है. Because of this, he says here, the Shastra says, Vedanta Shastra says, ये जो subjective involvement हमारा बैठ जाना हर चीज में, हर situation में, इससे अलग होना, standing apart, examining a thing as is, that makes objectivity your characteristic of the mind. rather than subjectivity. This subjectivity is always a very beneficial, helpful aid. What is that which you carry forward in life actually is your capacity to remain objective irrespective of what the situation is. And what will help you to remain objective is actually your capacity of vairagya. जिस चीज को जब जिस स्थान पे छोड़ना है, आप उसको उस स्थान पे वहीं पे with grace you leave things as when their relative value is fulfilled, or if they're continuing, continue with a relative value. That is vairagyam. So vairagyam gives, I'm repeating it, it gives mental strength. It defines the character in a person. It makes you a strong person, inwardly strong, and not running after chasing falseness. Yes, money is required, status is, all that is correct. You chase them for what it's worth is okay. Tab tak ke liye theek hai. But when they start becoming your bondages, when they start weakening you as a person, आप पता कब चलता है इंसान कमजोर पड़ गया है? जब वो गलत चीजें करने लगता है. कुछ प्राप्त करने के लिए अगर आप सही रास्ते से कर रहे हो, इट विल बी करेक्ट, और सही रास्ते से करने के लिए यू विल नीड विवेक एंड वैराग्य. मगर अगर आपके राग और द्वेष बढ़ जाते हैं और उनको फुलफिल करने के लिए सही तरीके इनफ नहीं है, तो आपके पास चॉइस ही नहीं रहती है बट टू टेक ऑन रॉन्ग थिंग्स. वो जो अब आप गलत मॉड्यूल्स अप्लाई करने लगते हो या गलत मॉडस ऑपरेंडी में आ जाते हो, wrong, which we call as adharma, when your direction of life starts to change towards illegitimate means of fulfilling yourself, that's the indicator that you are a weak person. आप कमजोर हो. कमजोर किया किसने? आपके राग द्वेष जो बढ़ गए, आपने बढ़ा दिए, उसने आपको कमजोर कर दिया. So what does vairagya do? Vairagya is actually something which defines a character. It makes tremendous strength, and the stories in Puranas and everywhere आप सुनेंगे जिसमें वैराग्य होता है, वो भगवान, so called, there are Puranic stories where they will even order God, like all the Bhakta story you hear, भगवान को कहेंगे. Prahlad said to Vishnu, when Vishnu said, I'm here in front of you, open your eyes and see. Prahlad said, no, wait, deceptive. बाहर हो ही नहीं सकता भगवान. अगर भगवान है ही नहीं, अगर आप भगवान हो तो अंदर आ जाओ. क्योंकि अगर आप भगवान नहीं हो और मुझे मेरी साधना टोक रहे हो, तोड़ रहे हो, टेम्पटेशन दे रहे हो, watch the words. These Puranas are not stories. They're all indicative. There's a huge wealth of knowledge there. They're all knowledge. They're not mythological stories. They're all knowledge-based. What it is telling you is that when a person is strong, he is so strong in commanding also to all God, that what we fear, normal person fears God. A person who has vairagya doesn't even fear God. Why? Because that strength that he has acquired inside, he knows jab usne, there is nothing in creation that can harm anyone who has not been in the pursuit of self-fulfillment. Vairagya kya hai? It keeps your focus on your self-fulfillment under control. जो इंसान इसको अंडर कंट्रोल रखता है, वो जानता है nature cannot harm such an individual. Nature cannot harm it. That in no way can it be detrimental to you, because there is nothing that you have done against nature. Therefore, vairagyam in many ways is a source of tremendous strength and builds characteristics. Now, the definition here that the book gives, Tattvabodha gives us, what defines Vairagyam? This, what I have covered in these few classes, is how Vairagyam as a quality is there in the context of our lives today, and generally speaking, the worth and the value of Vairagyam in our life. Now the context is purely from Vedantic Shastra. If you remember the introductory classes, I said Vedas have two sections, Karmakand, Jnanakand. Karmakand means it gives you all those methods of karma, legitimate karmas to fulfill yourself. But they are alaukik. कर्म कांड का ये प्रमाण है कर्म कांड कि वो आपको कर्मास देता है एंड लॉ ऑफ कर्मा इन्वोक होता है कि आप जो करते हो वो उसको उस तरीके से करते हो तो आपको फल आता है. This कर्म कांड based life is very attractive to everybody. If you translate it in today's life, we are all working for some results or the other. तभी तो काम करते हैं ना. अगर हमें रिजल्ट ही नहीं चाहिए तो हम काम ही नहीं करते हैं. We are all perfect in our. अगर हमें कोई गोल ही नहीं है तो you find there's no motivation, no enthusiasm. That's why the whole Western world actually have redefined the culture, work culture, where in our country the work culture was more service oriented, growth oriented, up to the point, maybe up to independence and maybe a little before or after, but the whole culture became tip oriented. Tips. Tip de do. It no longer is just work oriented, it is tip oriented, which means the recognition that you will not give your best till you see some personal gain. This Shastra says is actually the chain. It's a chain of, it's a huge chain जो बांध देता है आपको. फल से जुड़े रहने से ही कर्म होगा. ये आपको ऐसा बांधता है कर्म के साइकिल में that you no longer have the leisure or the relaxation and peace of mind. So what Vairagyam is iha, here in this world, फलों की इच्छा से सिर्फ कर्म करना नहीं. Means I'm not just going to work for results here in this world or work for some future results in other world or some other part of the world or some other lifetime or something like that. Iha, here, amutra, actually word is a technical word which means there above. There above means in the next world. Heaven, a life in heaven, which means future life. Some future life ke liye I need to work now. We see the same tendency in the life also. When a person has in him only the motivation to work for results, Shastra Drishti is ये bondage है, ये आपका chain है. Visualize the chain. The more you work for results, the more you are chaining yourself. मोटी iron, steel chains, and आप अपने आप को बांधे जा रहे हो उसके साथ. बड़ी जल्दी आपको कुछ freedom नहीं रह जाता. आप एक you work for result and then the result comes sometimes, doesn't come sometimes as per your expectation. Then you work again, more, change direction, but this keeps you in it. This is viragaha. Vairagya is disconnecting the two associated thoughts. कि मेरे कर्म करने से मुझे फल मिलता है, इसको काट दो। कर्म करने से फल मिलता है, बस इतना छोड़ दो, कर्म से ही फल मिलता है, करेक्ट। मगर मैं कर्म करूं और मुझे फल मिलेगा तो मैं कर्म करूं, वो जो मेरे को फल भोगना है, I want to enjoy the results. That's why I work. And I'm ready to work hard if I give me the guarantee of the results. And I don't want a life of struggle. I'm ready to work hard, but give me the guarantee of the result and give me the guarantee that you'll free me from the struggles of life. That propels me to work. He says the person who has disconnected this and understands, has a greater aspect of surrender in his life, कि कर्म का फल तो आता ही आता है, निश्चित है, तो why worry? Focus should remain on कर्म. फल तो आता ही आता है, तो why worry? Why attach to it? क्यों सोचो उसके बारे में, क्यों पकड़ के रखो उसके बारे में? फल तो मिलना ही मिलना है. अगर मेरा कर्म डेफिशिएंट है तो फल भी वैसा ही आएगा, अगर मेरा कर्म एफिशिएंट है तो फल भी वैसा, और अगर नहीं भी आता है, इन दोनों को जोड़े रखने से you are caught up as a person. So the person who gives up the dependency of the cycle of karam and bhog, karam and bhog, here the word is bhog, bhog, uski. This is the definition, the qualifications. And then when it wants to understand what that vairagyam is, he says that amutra word is given by swarga here in this. Iha swarga bhogeshu. Here in this world and thereafter in a heavenly abode, or just wanting a heavenly life. You know, all of us have always said, forget heaven. शास्त्र तो कहता है 7 लोग ऊपर 7 लोग नीचे, correct. But if you just translate it in this life, earthly life also, we are all working for more and more heavenly life here on earth. हम सबको वो आराम वाले, why do our, you know, when you look at our apartments, the more they keep coming up, the kind of facilities they keep on generating is what? Closer to you becoming defunct and only living a bhogi life. मतलब आपकी अपने डिपेंडेंसी ऑफ कर्म ऐसे हो जानी चाहिए, इंडिपेंडेंटली क्रिएटिंग फल, कि आप उसका भोगते रहो और आपके कर्म आपको कम करने पड़े, भोगना आपको ज्यादा पड़े. आई एम रिपीटिंग दिस सेंटेंस. हमारा नजरिया लाइफ का ये है, हम कम करें और फल ज्यादा मिले. लेस वर्क, मोर गेन. लेस आई नीड टू डू, more I should enjoy. Lesser I do, more I should have joys. More bhog is something very, very interesting. And that's why by the side note I will say this, ki how do you convert this when you come to Karam Yoga and things like that? In those days, now also, भगवान को भोग चढ़ाते हैं. Before you consume something, आप खाने के पहले उसको प्रसाद बनाने के लिए आप भगवान को भोग चढ़ाते हैं. इनवेरिएबली एज चिल्ड्रन, जिन जिन के घर में ये सब होता था, उन्होंने अपने बड़ों से जरूर पूछा था, भगवान ये थोड़ी आके खाता है? एंड देन नाउ मदर्स एंड ग्रैंडमदर्स एंड आंट्स ऑल कन्वर्ट, भगवान तेरे में बैठा है, तुझको भोग दे रहे हैं. एंड दे वुड कन्वर्ट सम स्टोरी अराउंड इट. बट भोग चढ़ाना और भोग करना, that भोग करने की वृत्ति, टेंडेंसी was to convert it into भोग देना. It was a correction of the वृत्ति. ऐसा थोड़ी था कि भगवान आके खा रहा था कि नहीं, that was immaterial. The point is, how do I convert the tendency कि मुझे भोगना है, is by giving someone else first, probably. That भोग की जो इच्छा है, इच्छा राहित्यम, freedom from it. Gaining freedom from that ichha of bhog. Here and hereafter in heavenly life, or within here as heavenly life. Giving that up is vairagyam. What is vairagyam? Is slowly in your mind giving up this association of imposition, okay, of कर्म से मुझे भोगना है. कर्म मेरे होते ही इसलिए है क्योंकि मुझे भोगना है. And then you do turn up and some people grow further. Let's do karma for others. To that an extent, they have disconnected the personal aggrandizement or personal focus. भोग की वृत्ति उतनी कम होती है because it's one of the ways in between. When you, instead of working for yourself, you work for someone else, you work for your company, you work for you stop associating karma and phal and versus bhog. Phala bhog ki ichha, rahitya, freedom from that. Freedom from that, I'm repeating myself. The minute I think of it, I give up action. फिर मैं कर्म कैसे करूं? कर्म क्यों करूं? And all those incentive-based karma philosophy of life starts in society. Unless you have incentives, you don't work. If you have incentive and you work, you are becoming a weak person. As a person who's weak, you can never be peaceful. You'll always be succumbing to some disturbance or the other. When you are strong is, remove this bhoga drishti, continue the karma, have full faith and surrender in the laws of life. Yes, कर्म है तो कर्म का नियम है, तो कर्म का नियम है तो फल तो आएगा ही आएगा. जैसा कर्म वैसा फल, बात खत्म. जो आ गया, that is it. It's a part of my karma. But my attention should be on what? That capacity to give up ichha for bhog. From here you can make many modules, of education for people. You can make management modules from here. When so many of you in Vedanta also, when people come, and as I've said, I'm trying to keep it as Vedanta is supposed to be. But there are modules that have come out in the world. They all come from here. In these portions of these texts, you will realize you can create many modules of success through this. That you give up the association, make yourself efficient enough. You become efficient when your focus has shifted from phalabhog to karam, doing what I am supposed to do, and not jumping the mind to what I am supposed to enjoy. हम करते इतना है, we start off and then you suddenly find your mind is filled with फिर ये मिल जाएगा, फिर वो मिल जाएगा, फिर ऐसा. So many businesses I have heard of and I know of, especially when you were younger and you start off, your capacity to do business is only this much, but you have dreamed or dreamt of so much more. But your capacity, you're not even business inclined. But you think that some dreams they go off on. जो फल से जुड़ जाता है. So many people start spending money. What is the credit card system? Credit card means what? On credit, भोग. Credit ले लो, अभी भोग कर लो, बाद में पे कर देना. Okay, fine. If you are disciplined enough within your, but that tendency, do you know what you're growing? On credit, I can enjoy. Means I will do this much, but I want to enjoy so much. This is very, very deep in itself, based in us. Swarg ki bhog ki ichha. Here afterwards, people took karmas, Vedic karmas also for Swarga Bhoga. Many religions, okay, few religions even propagate it. ये कर्म करोगे तो बाद में मरने के बाद स्वर्ग जाओगे, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा. इच्छा मुझे, what did that yesterday my story of that Alexander and that sadhu, what इच्छा did that sadhu have? क्या चाहिए था उसको? जो ऑलरेडी अवेलेबल है उसी में आनंद है. That management of the person is all the sadhana chatushtaya. How do you manage the inner person? And to manage the inner person are all these disciplines. And Vairagya is a discipline. We keep it alive in life. Wherever the context of life makes us live that value, we invoke it and we live it. And in general terms, let it go. Let it go means what? Not let everything go. And it's let it go can have very different interpretations. I don't know how each one of you will interpret it. Let it go is a very contextual meaning, only to say, let go that which you're holding, which have lost its value and worth, what it was worth. Let that go. So, ichha rahityam, free of such ichha. वो बनने ही नहीं देते हैं. Like I said, advanced person or serious person on the path, वो राग द्वेष बनने ही नहीं देते हैं. तो where is the question of giving them up? होगी तो give up करोगे ना. So vairagyam in its highest status that you don't even have them. Now a very important, I may continue next week, but I'll just start off with this because we need to complete the topic. 2 minutes more I'll take. What is not vairagya? अपने आप में full topic है, but what is not vairagyam but looks like a vairagyam? Vairagya आभास है वो. Like your shadow always follows you, so but your shadow is not you. In the same way, real vairagyam is so characteristic of mental strength, but the tendency to give up, tyag, can be prompted from a lot of other states. And one of them is जब suppression में आप कुछ give up कर रहे हो, you suppress yourself to give up. Not vairagyam. Suppression is not vairagyam. When you give up something out of hatred and aversion, द्वेष से, मन में द्वेष है and that's why you don't want it. Not vairagya. When you develop revulsion for objects in life or for relations in life, vairagyam from revulsion or from difficulty of management of relations. You find it difficult to manage relations, so you want to give them up. Not vairagyam. Running away from relations or objects, escapism, not vairagyam. And spontaneously, एकदम मन में उब गया, मन और छोड़ दिया, impulse based, spontaneous in that sense कि एकदम से, मन में आ गया, छोड़ दिया, not vairagyam. Like example is, Shastra says one of the distinct things that happens is it's called Shamshana Vairagyam. A Vairagyam that you always get when you see the funeral of a body. For some time your mind gets into questioning mode. Zindagi kya hai? Zindagi ka maine kya hai? Zindagi mein relation kya hai? ये बड़ा विवेकी बुद्धि आती है थोड़ी देर के लिए. सब चीजों की अपनी वैल्यू करेक्ट दिखने लगती है फॉर सम टाइम. पैसे का क्या मतलब है? ऑल द ट्रॉफीज दैट पर्सन मस्ट हैव वन. माय ग्रेटेस्ट आजकल का इज दैट sadly we've lost a young actor, supposing he was so passionate in life, and my fascination with the whole thing was he invested so much money to get the telescope. What happened? Shamshana Vairagyam is when something like this happens and you say, what are acquisitions for? What is this for? एक किस्म का disgust या distaste आ जाता है because of some occasion. something happens, and वो जो उस बेस में आप छोड़ देते हो, that is not vairagya. So this is what is not vairagya. And just to complete now, vairagyam, the more a person has vivek, a vivek supported vairagyam alone will be right vairagyam. If your vivek buddhi is not supportive of giving up, then that giving up will not be healthy for the mind. This is what is the starting point. A healthy mind is a starting point of a spiritual life. A healthy mind is a starting point of a spiritual life. And all these disciplines are for the health of the mind. Like our body has to have its health, mind has its health. And Viveka, Vairagyam are these two things. There may be one more point I may want to add next week, but may not also be. This Vairagyam will now move on to the next quality, which is, if I don't have Vivek-based Vairagyam, then I must have sensory-based disciplines, which is now the next comes Shama, Dama, Adi, Shatka, Sampatti, the third quality that is necessary in Sadhana Chatushtayam, the fourfold disciplines that one takes on as practices, sadhanas, which become aids. That strong, healthy mind is that which can then come to the moksha marg. So we'll continue with this next week, coming week, and I'll end the class here now. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramaya, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukha bhag